Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to build a model kit and a puzzle. That's right. First and foremost, I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the emote in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If Harold, thank you so much for hosting the stream. If you're not a subscriber, you can just say hi. You're totally cool with that. This is the intro portion of the stream. Aristophan's here. Hi, Aristophan. This is where I'm saying hi to people that throw those emotes in or just say hello back or an emote from another channel. Lastbrook's here. Hi, Lastbrook. This kit that we're finishing up today was purchased off my Amazon wishlist by Lastbrook. Thank you, Lastbrook, for picking up this kit, the Quanta. Julie Cooley's here. Hi, Julie. Welcome, welcome. So we did the upper body here. We did the legs. Q Cubed is here. Hi, Q Cubed. So we finished the legs as well. We got to do the waist. Then we got to do the backpack weapon shield combination of things. So yeah, we got a few things left to do, but otherwise, pretty chill, pretty easy. This has got a good backpack gimmick. It's got a good weapon gimmick. I enjoy this kit very much and those things. So we'll finish putting that together, and then I got it right over here. I got a puzzle. This is a 1,000-piece puzzle. This photo is some of what the puzzle looks like. This is what the puzzle actually looks like here on the back. You can see. So we got some friends here. We got a scene. I can't tell you the last time that I did a puzzle. I don't remember the last time I did a puzzle by myself. Certainly can't remember. Dirty just subscribed to tier 1. That's 17 months. Evening, Pat. Shout even to you, Dirty. I'm going to throw the old applause in there and some emotes. Let's thank Dirty for renewing their subscription. Thank you so much, Dirty. Appreciate that very, very much. And Dirty wants me to hit that gong before we even get to building. I will hit that gong in the intro portion of the stream as we wait to see if a few more folks want to join us tonight. It's a Saturday night. I'm going to hit the old gong. Hitting that gong. Thank you very much for, give me those channel points. Appreciate that. Using those channel points on something like the gong. This is the first stream of the year, 2021. And I haven't done a lot in 2021. We'll talk. We'll talk about whatever on the stream tonight. And we'll talk a little bit about puzzle and my strategy for puzzle. I have a thought based on remembering how I used to accomplish puzzles. Anyway, we're gonna dump the contents and we're gonna sort. And the very first sort is just gonna be, does it have an edge or does it not? And then so we'll separate between those two, and then we'll put aside all the ones the interior, the center pieces. We'll put those aside, and then we'll attempt to construct the edge and do the whole edge of the thing. And then we will sort. You know what? Actually, should we sort by color next? Yes, because then we still have two boxes. We can start sorting by color. That might actually be better to do, and then build the frame. Because the biggest issue I'm going to run into is, what I need to get, and I don't have that tonight, and I didn't think it through, is I do want to get some sort of big piece of cardboard to actually eventually build on. So we won't do that. So I may end up having to disassemble a little bit of it and put it on there. But I needed something that I can take and move away from my building area in between streams, and I didn't think that far ahead. But I think it'll be okay. So I can definitely do some sorting of by color, even if I can just get the blue of the sky. And I do have the photo on my computer, a big version of the image, so I can reference that while still kind of looking at the camera and communicating with all of you. So that way I can look like, all right, this is a leaf. This is, these are the trees, which is a different green. This is the sky. This is the walk. This is a dress, or this is a sweater. This is the house. I can kind of start to put those aside and figure out where they go. These are the flowers. Oh, but these are bigger flowers because they're in the foreground, not the background. This is an Animal Crossing character. This is a bench. Yeah, and I should start being able to figure that stuff out. I did not think ahead enough, and I realize now, to actually have a thing to put on that I can lift up and move away. And I should have done that. And I can make that happen. I'm not worried about that. I can just take a piece of cardboard and do that. a build space. But I didn't think ahead enough to do that, and that's on me. Um, but the sorting will be a thing. Also, this kit will take some time. It won't take the whole stream, but it'll take some time. Pat, I'm starting to build my very first gun. Plus, as a Aristofan, I have clipped 2 pieces out and put them together. Hell yeah, Aristofan, that rules. I'm going to give you I'm going to give you a sound effect here. Let's go with Epic Open World. I got my soundboard thing out here already. That's with sub with Prime. That's 21 months. Thank you so much, Epic Open World, for renewing your subscription. Appreciate that very much. Gonna hit the old applause sound there. Thank you very much for that. We're gonna get building in just a moment. You know, this is the intro portion. We do that here. But thank you very much for renewing your subscription. And yes, the people still getting emotes. I think these emotes, these holiday emotes, are till like a couple days in January, which is cool. Let's see. Did I do a retweet? Yes. I'm going to hit my retweet here, see if we can rustle up a few more folks. Got retweeted by a podcast, which is irrelevant to what's happening here, but it happened right before the stream started. So I was like, oh, I guess I have to deal with that. It's fine. A podcast I like retweeted a thing I said that I thought was funny. About the movie Primal, starring Nick Cage, which should have been called Jaguar on a Boat. Because when I hear Nick Cage starring in Primal, I don't know what the fuck that means. But when I hear Nick Cage starring in Jaguar on a Boat, I know exactly what kind of movie that is. Primal is a bad name for that movie. It's a bad name for any movie. I hope everyone had a great holiday. I had a good time. I hope you did too, Epic Open World. I did well. We're going to get into building here. We're going to assemble our waist. We got our upper body here, our lower body. We're going to assemble the waist. Are we going to hit it with a marker, with a gray marker to make these white pieces pop? Of course we are. That's a thing we do now here at the Build With Baer Workshop. If you haven't seen a stream in a couple weeks, I got Gundam markers, and I'm getting not terrible at using them. I don't want to say good, because I don't want to lie. But I think I'm getting not bad at it. I'm feeling fairly okay at using Gundam markers. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how I do, and if I, I'll still screw up, because that's human. But I'm feeling a little bit. Counterpoint. Primal Rage is a good video game name. Yes, Primal Rage tells you, oh, Primal Rage, it's a fighting game. Oh, do you fight as monsters and beasts and animals? Yes. Great. That makes a lot of sense to me. Cool. Primal, starring Nicolas Cage. I don't know what that is. Is it a movie about a boat that is transferring, exotic animals, including a jaguar, but also an escaped convict? Yes. Okay. Well, then I am interested. But, because it's not a good movie, but it was a movie, and I watched it, and I enjoyed it. But yeah. All right, so this is our waist here. We got to put the side pieces on there, but I'm going to, while I have my hands that I can move around in here, I'm going to do the front and back panel lining. Con Air with animals, but on a boat. Yeah, I mean, it's a little Con Air because he's not the escaped convict, but there is an escaped, there is a convict on the boat. It's a little Con Air and it's a little Snakes on a Plane, but on a boat. And it's not good, but it is totally okay. It's a totally okay movie that I enjoyed watching. And that counts for something. And like Nick Cage is like, it's I'll say this, it is this was described, and I agree with the assessment. It's a middle Cage movie, so it's not subdued. I don't want to be here. I'm not interested in what this is. This is just a paycheck, Nicolas Cage. But it's not they're letting me do whatever the hell I want in this movie. I'm having a great time, and I am being extra Nick Cage. So it is somewhere between. There are line reads where it feel very weird, and there are moments that are like, oh, okay, why would you do that? Why would this be the choice you made? And then there are times where it's just like, oh yeah, all right, that was probably a long day. I was gonna say if I want Nick Cage in an MCU movie, Ghost Rider does not count. Oh, yeah, Ghost Rider does not count. Certainly. Yeah, I think You know who would? You know what? Where Nick Cage should be? He should be in the Ant-Man style of movie. Nick Cage in Ant-Man works great because Paul Rudd is a straight man. The everyman character. Uh, so I think like that could work pretty well. Having Nick Cage as like a villain, and having Ant-Man have to deal with that villain, I think could work pretty well. Also, if Nick Cage just showed up as like, I don't know, a former Sorcerer Supreme, you know, like he's like, oh well, this guy, he gave it up. He gave up being the champion, the Magic Champion of Earth. You got to go talk to him, and then you just have like Doctor Strange show up, just like, hi, and he's just like, hey, I used to be the Sorcerer Supreme. That's my very bad Nick Cage impression. That's my bored Nick Cage impression. It's not good. Also, I want to just point out, I've never tried to do a Nick Cage impression before. And while it was not good, it wasn't the worst you've heard. Uh, maybe it was. Maybe you've heard some very good Nick Cage impressions. Uh, Nick Cage is already in Sorcerer's Apprentice. Yup, there you go, Aristophan. Yeah, he's been in a bunch of magic movies. So yeah, fit right in. Because I think he was in some sort of, yeah, he had to fight witches. He's been in a movie where he fought witches. Nick Cage is Ghost Rider in the next Deadpool movie to set up the Spirit of Vengeance DP variant. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I want Nick Cage as Ghost Rider anymore. I think we're good on that. We don't really need that. Um, I think I would like to see, yeah, because they're also the MCU has a Ghost Rider. It's the Shield universe has a Ghost Rider, if I remember correctly. So we don't need Nick Cage's that anymore. Hey Pat, Graham just posted part 1 of his PAX East 2020 blog. Oh, all right. I'll have to check that out later. Um, I I look forward to checking that out. Thank you for letting me know, Harold. I would have seen, but yes, I do appreciate knowing. Um, Villain in Doctor Strange movie would be great. Yes, Nick Cage in a Doctor Strange. Nick Cage in that world, I think, just works. Like, yeah, either he was a Sorcerer Supreme that betrayed people and was sealed away, or he's like an industrialist that wants to siphon the world's magic for energy resources, or like whatever. He's just a dude. He's a guy who, as that Doctor Strange's character, as a doctor, didn't like save his father or wife or something, so now he's gonna seek revenge. And then he finds out that Doctor Strange is a, uh, it's like, wait, that's the guy I know. I know that guy. I know Stephen Strange. Wait, he's a magic person now? Shit. So he's got to figure out how to like defeat him. I can't get these pieces in. I'm gonna use tweezers. Oh, got ourselves. Hey, we got our first spam bot of the year. Hooray. I just got to go and ban this person, and they're banned. Our first spam message of 2021. Weird. It happened literally in the first hour of the first stream of the year. Just as long as they don't waste him like they did Walton Goggins. Yeah, it's tough because there's a lot of stuff going on in these movies, and it's hard. You could argue that the MCU waste a lot of actors in the role of villain, with the exception of perhaps Thomas Hiddleston in Loki. Just about everyone that plays a villain is underutilized. Which is a shame. But you got Ben Kingsley. Like, oh, we got Ben Kingsley. Then that's Iron Man stuff happens. You're like, oh, you did get Ben Kingsley. These pieces have no place to do any panel lining, so we don't need to do panel lining if there's no panels to line. But yeah, we got our first spam message. That person wanted me to wanted to help me be famous. I at least appreciate that, because that's obviously a lie. but it's not a hurtful lie, right? They're like, hey, you can do this and buy followers or whatever, and pay me money and I'll help you. And that's like a lie, but that's like obviously a lie. It's the lie I really don't like, the spam lie that really gets me, really hurts, is the one that's like, hey, I want to draw art for you. Please whisper me. And you're like, oh, that's you're just trying to steal my personal information. That's sad. That makes me feel bad. Like, aw, what if you did want to draw art for me? You're not a real person, though. It's like, that's a bummer. I'm not a fan of that, obviously. Okay, we are now going to assemble this kit. This is weird. Usually, you don't have like legs attached like this and then the waist. So that is odd, but I am looking forward to attaching these two things together here and being body complete and then just working on the weapons and shield. Listen, they could go out and make Nick Cage the next Iron Man. Yeah, I, I mean, they could. I'm not even bother putting this piece on. So this piece right here is a tiny little piece that covers up the spot where you put this on the stand. And so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to put it aside. I'm not going to worry about trying to get that back in because you don't see that it's not there. There's no reason to have that piece, is what I'm saying. All right, and now we put together, and we are body complete. Our Quanta is complete, and now it's just time to continue building some stuff for it. Yeah, I guess Nick Cage as Iron Man is a choice. I don't know if that's my choice. I mean, he's in a suit, he's doing his thing, but I don't know. Um, uh, you know where you want Nick Cage? You want Nick Cage in the Spider-Verse again, because he's already into the Spider-Verse. So you want him in a Spider-Man movie. That's what I meant when I said into the Spider-Man. You want him in the Spider-Man universe because he's already been in the Spider-Man universe. So I would definitely want him in a Spider-Man movie. Hero or villain, I think that's where I would like him to be. I think that makes the most sense to me, anyway. But I don't know. I do like where this is going because sometimes I have a great idea of what's going to happen on a stream, and sometimes I don't. Especially now, because honestly, if someone said, "Hey, what was your 2021 like? What was the beginning of it like?" I'd have to just be like, "Not a lot. Not a lot happened in the beginning of this year for me. Like I streamed, and that was very cool. It was very fun to ring in the new year with all y'all. And then yesterday, I got some work done around the house here. Um, we've got to prep for. Ooh, I got to put a sticker on this part here. So got a sticker to go on. That sticker, weird lines that I don't know what the name of or how to pronounce. It's this one here. All right, got to put the sticker on. No, yeah, we're getting ready basically to start taking down everything. We're gonna take the tree down soon, so I've been getting stuff ready, getting boxes down. I could go. I still haven't watched Spider-Verse. Dirty. I think it's very good. Um, just made me remember Woody Harrelson as Carnage. I mean, look, Woody Harrelson is Carnage if they make that movie, which I guess they are, but he's not Carnage yet, so it's okay. Woody Harrelson wearing a terrible wig isn't Carnage yet. Um, Dirty. I recommend Spider-Verse. Into the Spider-Verse is really good. It's got a lot of heart. It's very fun. Um, I think I highly recommend it. All right, we're putting the other sticker here on the top of this piece. So we gotta get this sticker here. Um, but yeah. I didn't see Venom. I just didn't want to. I just didn't want to see Venom. It's just a thing of like Venom outside of the world of Spider-Man as its own thing. I was just like, no, no, thank you. I don't know. Like, maybe it's good, maybe it's great, maybe it's terrible, maybe it's enjoyably bad. But I was just like, nothing about that made me like want to go see it. You know what? It was one of those things where I was like, it just seems like a weird idea. more than anything else. Like, it just seemed like an idea that was like, well, why? Why are you doing that? Why are you making this movie? I don't know what's happening. Why would you not have Venom be a villain or anti-hero in a Spider-Man movie and then spin him off? Why would you start just cold? Like the idea that there is a Venom movie without Spider-Man, like getting a Venom suit without it just seems so weird. Like part of the whole Venom thing is that it's just like a costume for Spider-Man. And I know you could do whatever you want out there, but like it just seems so strange. I enjoyed Venom. Good, Lashbrook. I have heard people liked it. I've heard people enjoyed it for what it was and had a good time with it, and that's awesome. That's exactly what I want to hear. But yeah, it just seemed strange to me that it existed the way it did. This is our connector piece here that's going to go on our basically what our backpack is going to have this thing that allows our shield to be very maneuverable, which is cool. All right, and then we need another one of these. Using a lot of connectors here. We're getting a lot of connectors done. It's a little weird to have Tom Hardy being pissed at a kid in high school. Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. Yeah, having it Tom Hardy, but also like that's that's a thing, right? Like uh if you make Spider-Man a kid and you don't make his villains kids or teens, then you're always going to have that dynamic and it hopefully works to your advantage. But yes, Peter Parker shouldn't have like I guess Peter Parker could have like college bullies, but Peter Parker probably shouldn't have like adults who really dislike him. He should just have, other teens. Sometimes adults, but whatever. Okay, so this is gonna go like this. Yeah, that's how that connects to it. There we go. Okay, there it goes like that. And then we get a couple more connectors on the side here. 15, which are these two. Great. Maybe a screen follow-up Venom movie should be Anti-Venom or Agent Venom. Two of the top three Marvel movies for me are non-MCU movies, Spider-Verse and Logan. Maybe a screen cameo. Okay. All right. Yeah, maybe. Two of the top three Marvel movies for you are non-MCU movies. Okay, I can see that. Spider-Verse is definitely up there. I I've never liked an X-Men movie. I saw X-Men in theaters and was excited about where it could go and was happy it existed. But I don't think I've liked any of them, including the quote-unquote good ones. Um, I think it's a bummer to say. Well, Into the Spider-Verse is my favorite Marvel movie that is not part of the MCU. And the second is, which is the maybe embarrassing, but I think it's accurate, is Deadpool. I think that's a very good movie. I think the first Deadpool, like as somebody that has read a lot of Deadpool, and I've read before Deadpool became a parody of Deadpool, when Deadpool was a reflection of comics and Deadpool was like in the hands of strong comedic writers, and then it got in the hands of people who like strong comedic writers but aren't strong comedic writers. And then it got in the hands of edgelords. Um, but I've really enjoyed Deadpool for a long time, and I think that movie I was like, honestly, like, and this, he doesn't, I don't owe him anything. I don't owe anybody anything. Nobody owes anybody anything. But I don't know. I'm glad Ryan Reynolds got to be the Deadpool he wanted to be, because he didn't get to do a good. I mean, he was Deadpool in an X-Men movie, and it was like, that's not really Deadpool. And he was like, I didn't get to be Deadpool. But then he got to be Deadpool. Like, I don't know, that's cool. I think that's neat. I was always happy about that, and I think it's like, yeah, it's a fun movie. The sequel has a lot of great moments that I really enjoy, but I don't think the sequel. I think the sequel um, is tough, and uh, I think Josh Brolin is playing Cable in a different movie than Deadpool 2. Like I think Josh Brolin's Cable would be incredible in another movie. But in Deadpool 2, I'm like, this doesn't work. I need this Cable to be a little, just a slim bit goofy. And this Cable is not going to be goofy because Josh Brolin is just going to do a good job. And I'm like, I mean, I guess, but I don't need that. I don't need Josh Brolin to do a very good job. I think the PG-13 version of Deadpool 2 is better. Yeah, okay. Half the X movies are just bad, and don't try to defend them. Yeah, yeah. I would agree. But yeah, I think the original Deadpool is really fun and playful, and they get the characters right. Uh, and also, Deadpool has the best Colossus we've seen in any X-Men movie. That's a fucking really fun portrayal of Colossus. That is like the uh like I am serious about people, and I am serious about the situations we're in. I have got a lot of heart. I am the main, like, Colossus. Hey, what's up, Lord Crashington? Um also, hi, Robot Crank. I didn't even say hi to you, Robot Crank. I saw your tweet or your message there, but I didn't even say hi. Welcome. Um, Colossus is acting like he's the main character in that movie, and I think that's the right way to go. I think that's a fantastic choice to be like to play that character as just like he's not acting like he's in a different movie. He's acting like he's the hero in that movie, and I think that's like a good choice. Whereas, yeah, as I said, and then you've got Josh Brolin in two, and Josh Brolin is like just I don't know. I don't know what Josh Brolin's doing there with that performance. I don't need it. Uh, but yeah, I'm trying to think of other Marvel movies that aren't DC. Um, I say this as a person that likes the characters. There's no reason to do more Fantastic Four. I don't think they need to do Fantastic Four ever again. I think they could just stop doing it. I understand they won't because it's a franchise that people knows the name of, and they know the characters, and they know what the logo is, and they could sell more shirts. But I just think it's they want to prove they can do it. Yeah, here's the thing. There is a good Fantastic Four movie, and it's called The Incredibles. And I'm not the first person to say that. I know. I didn't just blow your mind, and blow your butt out of your chair when I say that. I know that that is not a new thought, but it's still a true thought. It's still a true thought that The Incredibles is a good Fantastic Four movie. Yes, I also love The Incredibles, Julie. But they made a Fantastic Four movie. It's called The Incredibles, and it's great. They don't, like, sorry, somebody made your Fantastic Four movie. They just didn't call it that. It's just an unlicensed Fantastic Four movie. But how else are we finally going to get Doctor Doom in the MCU? Here's the thing. Doctor Doom fights Iron Man all the fucking time. He could just Doctor Doom versus metal. It happens. What happens when one of the biggest geniuses fights one of the biggest geniuses? We've seen it in the comics. It happens. That you just do that. So I'm going to do panel lining here before I attach this other piece because these move around a bit. So I want to do this panel lining now. So again, with panels on white, I'm using the gray. I'm being quick. I'm being dirty. I'm going to fix it with my eraser. So I'm just hitting things that I think will look good. And I'll hit it with the eraser in a moment or two and kind of clean up my issues. That, and we'll put a link in there. Um, uh, So I've not consumed a lot of Deadpool material. Is he horny in the comics as he's in the movies? And while the horny, after while the horniness and yeah. So uh, we've already had like a billion movie villains pissed at Iron Man, including Spider-Man ones. Yeah, totally. Um, so Daredevil, not Daredevil. What am I saying? Deadpool is horny. He's definitely more horny in the movies. Horny is definitely like a trait that they can play well because a thing about Deadpool is the you can't do the fourth wall breaking as well in a movie. I mean, you can have him literally turn to the camera and talk, but it doesn't work as well. It really works in the comic format, and I don't think it works as well in the movie format. So horny is definitely a thing that they kind of like latched onto. I mean, look, he definitely gets married a couple times. Like there are people who are also horny for Deadpool, which is fun. And in fact, he does meet someone who is too horny for Deadpool, which is fun. So that happens. But yeah, I think they kind of maybe that's probably too much. Uh, Doom as a scene in a montage of fights with Squirrel Girl in the GLA movie. Well, yeah, I mean, if you want to first introduce Doom in the jail, in the Great Lakes Avengers, with Squirrel Girl, I mean, you could definitely do that shit. And I will not say, hey, why did you do this? I would love it if a bunch of villains just get introduced as a montage of Squirrel Girl kicking their fucking asses and just being incredible. Love that amazing Squirrel Girl. She just gets the job done. She saves the day. She's a true hero. All right, so we're just doing some line work here, quick and dirty, just hitting the spots that we want to hit. We'll just make this pop. And again, there is another piece that's going to go on here that's going to, so some of this stuff might get covered up, but there's a lot of movement in the shield thing, so we can kind of accentuate that movement with a little line work. A little panel lining. Thanks everybody for being here. I was unsure. Saturdays have been a little light lately, so I was definitely wondering if this was going to be if people were going to come out here, and especially with the new year and all that. But I'm glad that you're spending a little time with me. Thank you very much. Welcome, welcome. As always, happy to have y'all here. And we got to do the side. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll do this, and then we'll do this line here. And we'll do this line here. Yeah, follow those lines. And now we'll just take our eraser and clean everything up. Yeah, I don't know. So we got our new year here. We got some new anime coming out soon. We got a preview of stuff. There was basically like 11 minutes of so I'm a Spider, so what? Got released on Crunchyroll's YouTube. I'll be talking about the next hour, and then I'm kind of getting my eye on what's coming out and what I'm going to be checking out. There's a few things that I got my eye on. It's going to be a busy anime season. There are a few shows I don't think I'm going to watch this season. I'll check them out later. And then I'm also like, for Monday, I'm going to try to finish up a few things. I will have finished up for Monday, and I'll give you my thoughts on what show do I want to give you my thoughts on? Oh, yeah, I'm going to give you my thoughts on because I finally finished it up. I'm Standing on a Million Lives, and I'll give you my thoughts on that show on Monday, I think. And then I've been watching Tony Kawa Over the Moon for You, and I was right. It is a cute show that I am enjoying. So I will give more thoughts on that on Monday, I think. All right, so then we need what line? This white piece. So this is all one piece of blue, but we do have to put a white sticker on there, which I hate doing, but it's a high grade. What are you gonna do? This sticker's got to go right here. And there it goes. And then we will put it's like it's panel lining itself because it's got that little line right there. It's fun. WandaVision looks like it could be the best MCU thing in a while. Yeah, so the thing about WandaVision that's interesting to me is that superhero in the suburbs isn't necessarily a new thing, and so some of the source material they're going to be pulling from is some Wanda stuff that I haven't read, but I've heard very good things about. So I am definitely interested in seeing where that goes and what that's actually going to be. It could be phenomenal. I think it's just like a weird enough thing. It definitely feels like it would be a couple, like half of a movie. So the fact that it's going to be a TV show is very exciting because I think it would get lost in some other thing that wouldn't be a whole movie. So it does feel like a good TV show, where sometimes they don't necessarily feel like good TV shows when they make these choices. So that's exciting. I like that. Again, just hitting the markers here, filling some stuff in, and then we will go over it with our eraser. I just got a high polymer eraser here. When it gets really gross looking, I'm just going in with an X-Acto knife or my thumbnail or fingernail and just kind of scraping away a little bit to kind of so that way I'm not putting, especially if I'm doing a lot of this at once. That way I'm not putting just whatever I've erased off back onto it or another spot. Especially if I put a lot of ink somewhere, I'm going to try not to get that ink in other spots. Just doing kind of light in some spots, heavy in others, erasing, depending on how much I put in there, and what kind of crevices I have to get into. Ooh, there's a little, got to get under the light here. There's a little spot here I missed. So I'm going to hit that on the other side. Great. Again, I am no expert in this. This is a new thing for me, but I've been watching a bunch of videos of people's techniques. I'm definitely not ready for ink. I'm definitely not ready to start getting my ink and spin painting and that kind of thing. That's definitely not where I feel I am at right now. But I am getting more comfortable, I think, with doing this stuff. So that's fun. Okay, so we put this on here, and this does move around. And then we will put it in its base, and we'll see if we need any stickers on the base. I don't think we will, or any markers on the base. I think that will be pretty solid, but we'll look at it. B24 is here. Only so many pieces left. We're getting towards the end of this. And then we've got a puzzle. And that should be pretty fun. I said at the beginning of the stream, my plan for the puzzle is to separate between edge pieces and non-edge pieces, like the center pieces, and then start working on the edge and kind of like connecting these together and kind of laying them out. Again, I wish I had thought I had enough to have a board or a piece of cardboard to build on that I could easily move over. So I won't have that, but I will have that for Saturday or for Monday's stream to make my life easier. But I want to get a little building done, but I can also do a thing where I'm just sorting by color the interior pieces. So I'm not just like, what I don't want to do is just like take a piece out and be like, okay, where does this go? Lord Crashin says, I noticed that Rey Mysterio's kid is in the WWE now. Rey Mysterio's kids are in the WWE now. Both his son and daughter are people that, well, one wrestles and the other is in storylines. And it's weird. It's very weird. I will say this, Dominic Mysterio, you would be surprised to know that he hasn't been training for a very long time. He is still, I would say, pretty dang green. But he's got really good fundamentals and he can work. He's also paired with his dad, which is he was also did a bunch of stuff with and still doing stuff with Buddy Murphy, and he's doing a bunch of stuff with Seth Rollins before Seth Rollins went on paternity leave. And I think that has been very good. Dominic Mysterio is working with very good workers, which has helped him out a lot. But yeah, uh, WWE did copyright the term and license the term Rey Mysterio, or sorry, Mysterio Jr., because he's Dominic Mysterio, but he could be Mysterio Jr., which is, and you're saying, wait, isn't Rey Mysterio the second Rey Mysterio? Didn't he inherit the mask from his uncle and take the name Rey Mysterio from Rey Mysterio? You're right. But in the WWE universe, he's just Rey Mysterio. He's not Rey Mysterio Jr. They dropped the Jr. Because the WWE didn't didn't show you Rey Mysterio. So why are they showing you his Jr. if they didn't show you the original? But now it could be they could do that. I remember Dominic being part of that weird battle for who was his real dad between Ray and Eddie. Probably one of the worst storylines I've ever seen. So here's the thing, Lord Crashington. It's certainly probably one of the worst stories you've ever seen. But in the pantheon of bad WWE storylines, it's great. Comparatively, that storyline is fantastic. That story of a guy who is so mad that his best friend keeps one-upping him and keeps doing better, that he decides to destroy his best friend and his best friend's family. Yes, putting a contract of, like, who's the father of and who has custody of Dominic on the top of a ladder is nonsense, but and weird and wrestling. But compared to some other shit, it's poetry, which is sad, I know. Rey Mysterio is one of my favorite N64 wrestling game picks. Indeed, Epic Open World. Good taste in people for that. Because, yeah, that's a good call. All right. So, I got to put C15 on here. So we're going to put C15 on here. We're going to see it. We're going to see about C15 and decide if it needs... Yes, we can do a little panel lining on this piece. So we'll do a little panel lining on it. Obviously, some of this stuff is going to be on angles you're never going to see if this was on display. But it's just good practice for me to get better at identifying what needs what and where can lines go. This is just a lot of practice for me, and I appreciate it, and I just want to get that practice in. Great, that's all we need. But yeah, Dominic's working pretty hard, and so I can appreciate that. I have definitely faltered on my wrestling. A lot of my wrestling these days is watching highlights and clips and commentary from other people about wrestling, as opposed to, like, I'm not watching 7 hours of wrestling a week or 8 hours of wrestling a week or 9 hours of wrestling a week. I'm watching generally 2 hours of wrestling a week and then a bunch of clips of other stuff, and that's still a lot of wrestling. But I just don't have it in me these days to really go at it and go after it, because there's just so much and there's a lot of bullshit. Nobody needs that wrestling. Yeah, I mean, some people do. Like, I say, like, oh, that, but then also, like, I watch a lot of it. Look, I watch more anime in a week than most people, certainly. But I watch a lot of football. And, like, oh boy, a lot of people watching a lot of football this week and having a great time watching a lot of football. Or they watch a lot of wrestling. Or they watch a lot of procedurals and cop shows and soap operas and whatever. It's like people got stuff and they watch a lot of it. Okay, so this thing lives here, and then it can also move over and become the shield there, and then it can open up, which is neat. But yeah, so instead of the arm shield that a lot of kits have, this thing has a modular shield that can move around, and I think that fucking rules. I think that is a very cool thing about the Quanta. And then, yeah, it goes in the back here and lives there, and it could also, moves around and lives there, which is neat. All right, so now we're going to we got to build our weapons here. We got to build our blade guns and gun. Yeah, I think that is a neat element of this thing. So I was listening to the Game Informed podcast, and they had an AW referee on as a guest, and what she described sure sound more hardcore than what WWE is doing. So, Here's the thing about AEW. The the most praise and most criticisms I can level at that company is that AEW is trying to be the best version of WCW they can be. Because too many people in that company never got over losing the Monday Night Wars. Uh, and so that is just a element of that whole thing, is that someday maybe they'll get over it, but probably not for a while. Uh, Hello, welcome. Yes, this is a Gunpla, Lego, and coming up soon, semi-randomly, a puzzle building channel. Puzzle assembly, I guess. But yeah, welcome, welcome. This is the high-grade Quanta, which I just never built before, and we are getting close to doing that. I'm new to panel lining, so this is, I think, my second full kit doing panel lining as we go. I'm still very green about it, but I really do enjoy the results. I do think this has been a fun experience, getting better at that. Okay, so let's see. All right, yeah, we gotta put our blades together here and finish that up. At least those various shows offer different things. Yes, the different wrestling stuff. Hey, each company's doing their own thing. I built a similar German stream. Tank model kits. Oh, nice. Yeah. Um, yeah, I primarily build Gundam model kits. Although I do, Bandai is pretty much a lot of it. A lot of it is the snap model kits of the Bandai Persuasion. Do some of the One Piece ships and some of the Dragon Ball, the Figurize line, which is always an odd thing because you're building humanoids, and that always feels weird. That never doesn't feel weird, I think. But yeah, but mostly doing snap kits. I've done a couple of kits with liquid cement, but that is few and far between because that's just not my wheelhouse. And I was happy to do it, but it was also very nervous while doing that, on stream anyway. Working with the liquid cement. I think it turned out good, but both cars turned out good. But yeah, Space Special. I have not built the Yamato. No, I haven't. That would be rad. That would definitely be a rad kit to work on, but I have not. Yeah, I mostly work with mobile suit stuff. That is primarily what I build here. And then Lego stuff, I'll do Star Wars because Star Wars is awesome and fun. But also the Ninjago or Ninjago. I still don't know how that's supposed to be pronounced, but whatever. The ninja stuff I think is really rad, and I have enjoyed putting that together. Also, it's far cheaper than other things because it's their own brand and not a licensed product. So, Q Cubed. I have not been following New Japan shenanigans. There is a podcast I listen to that kind of covers that, and they will be covering more of it. They're on hiatus. I often just end up getting highlight stuff. I'll hear about some matches to check out, but I don't keep up with New Japan. I've kind of been a little fallen out on wrestling in general and try to just kind of keep up what's going on. But this is the good time to get back into it because Wrestle Kingdom rules. I will build a diorama of Dagobah, Swampalook, and Yoda, where Luke uses the Force to get the X-Wing back. Ooh, yeah, that sounds fun. That does sound like a very fun diorama to put together. This doesn't seem to want to snap in the way I would like it to. Is that because it's the wrong way? Nope, that's the right way. Huh. This doesn't have the snap that I would like. Oh well. Yeah, that seems to want to come off. Maybe I'll put a little tack on it. This has got a good. All right, whatever. I mean, I'm not going to be using it as the gun mode much anyway, so we will just see if this needs any panel lining. Nope, this doesn't really. It's pretty solid. Solid constructed. All right, and then we will. Oh, we get into our clear. Oh, look at this. I love it. I love it so much. We got a bunch of stuff we don't. They don't even put in these pieces here. They don't even tell you about these pieces, do they? Weird. Wait, why don't they do that? Yeah, they're all here. Oh, there it is. I was like, where's the page where I put all of this cool stuff on the shield? And I was like, oh, it's over here. I couldn't see where that was. That's the next page. All right. I was like, oh, and we're done. Weird. No, we're not done. But yes, this lovely green, so nice. Put that on. Start getting our blade together here. Get our weapon together, which is a blade, but also somehow a gun. And look, I'm not here to tell you that gun blades aren't awesome, because obviously I like gun blades. But I will tell you that this does feel odd, that you can hold it like a sword, and then you can also flip it around and make it a gun. And that seems odd, but okay, sure. We'll finish that up there. And then, yeah, in a little bit, I'll take a pause for the cause, talk about ways you can support the channel if you'd like. We will finish up this kit. I will start on doing the puzzle, which should be pretty fun. And I'll also talk about some anime I watched. I finished up a series up until its break. Oh, nice. I will check that out. However, so yeah, I will definitely check that out. Yeah, put that there, and we'll put that there. Cool. So yeah, we got that, and then take this off, and you can put it this way for the gun. As I said, this doesn't seem to really want to move around well, but you can change it into a gun. Again, that doesn't really feel like it's a gun. Might as well just keep it as a sword. All right, and now we will optimize the shields. What we got to do here. Did I miss your winter 2021 anime preview? So yeah, Dirty. It's the VOD. I did it on Wednesday. The VOD is up on my YouTube. Or sorry, the VOD is up on here on Twitch, and then my next Pat Bear's Anime Club, the one that's going out on Monday, that was the recording I did on Wednesday. So at the end, I did the fall wrap up, talked about all the shows, and then at the end, I gave my preview for the winter 21. Basically, hey, weird. There's a lot of anime coming out that I want to watch, which is great, but also like, oh dang, there's a lot of anime that I want to watch. Good problems to have, certainly. All right, so we're going to put all of these blades on the shield. We're not going to do the optimal big sword thing. We'll do the stand, because there's the big GN sword, but we will build the shield up and put all the cool lights on the shield, because it's cool. Not lights, but you know what I meant. Yeah, so I talked about my preview, so that'll on Monday that'll go up on my YouTube, but the archive is still up on my Twitch here. Basically, there's a lot of isekai. I'm going to watch all of them. I am hopeful about 2 of them. I'll say 3. I'll talk a little bit about after the break. The preview. I watched the preview, which is basically like sections of the first episode of Soma Spider So What, which I'm definitely interested about. I saw your tweet about the Healer anime, and yeah, it's the one I'm thinking of. Is the manga I dropped at the first chapter. Yeah, so there are 2 quote-unquote horny shows this season. One of them is inappropriate, but like, in a very like base, like okay, which is a hidden dungeon only I can enter. A hidden dungeon only I can enter is like boring, etchy. It's like fine. It's like there's so much action shows this season that like it'll get avoided just because it's not as good. But Redo Healer will get some attention because it actually looks kind of cool. Like the art looks interesting. So I think some people are going to want to check it out. And the issue there is that it's gross and awful. It sucks. Um, it was described to me. I appreciate someone who was like, it just feels like it feels like the author got friend zoned and then decided to write a revenge fantasy where he could get his revenge because that's definitely what that is. Um, so you have people who are like, oh no, this got optioned as a anime, that's bad, and then you've got people who like they don't care, that other people might stumble in on this, and they're like, "Oh, Twitter's gonna have a meltdown when this comes out because all the people, the social justice warriors, are gonna get so mad about this." And it's just like, okay, all right, like you could just fine, like you could just feel it that there are gonna be people who are like, people are gonna not like it, and people are gonna be mad that people don't like it, or people are expecting people to get mad about it. Um, I would say it reminds me a lot of, okay, so these go there. Um, Not in the same boat because obviously it was a different show, but like uh, a lot of people tuned into Goblin Slayer and weren't fucking ready for the first episode of Goblin Slayer. Now I think Goblin Slayer is a different case because that's just a dark fantasy show that has a brutal first episode, and in many ways pulls back in order to have more comedy. And it's still brutal, but it really, I think, it is extra in its first episode. And if you were like, "Oh, I like action stuff," or if you were like, "Yeah, all right, hey, I just watched a show with a lot of fun goblins in it because I really liked that time I got reincarnated as a slime," you would go into Goblin Slayer and you're like, "Well, it's just whatever Slayer, but like it can't be that bad." And it's just like, "Oh fuck, this is messed up." So yeah, you could go into that. Uh, and I think the similar boat of people just being like, "Redo Hero, okay, that's another RPG show, sure," and then being like, "That is not what this is. Oh no, what the fuck is this?" I could see some people being very unhappy with that show. Um, Also, it's that thing of like, there's the TV broadcast version, and then there's the streaming version, and then there's the like uh, home version. So they know what they're doing. Blech. Trying to think if there's any other stuff that I'm like, oh, this people are going to be really upset with this. Most of it's just like fine. There's some action stuff that looks cool. Uh, I'm excited about World Trigger because I like World Trigger a lot. I think it has a bit of a bum rap because the mangaka got sick and it just like took a long break and kind of left things up in the air. Um, but I think it has fun characters and it tells a great story. Uh, Maybe it's too focused on the tournament arcs. Uh, Probably it is too focused, but we're not in that anymore, so we don't really have to worry. There shouldn't be any. It should just all be battles, which will be cool. And then let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Um, the other isekai, I forget the full title, but there's another isekai that is basically jobless reincarnation, I believe, is the name. Um, that one, I've heard the manga is very good, so I am interested in seeing what that is. And I think that might be have 24. It might be double, or it might be that there's another half coming soon. But it seems like that they're gonna put some effort to that. But that seemed like a cool story. And then the um, the adventure one with a name that's very bad. What if a kid from the last dungeon boonies, whatever, became an adventurer or moved to the starter town, whatever. But it's a kid who's the weakest person in his village. but doesn't realize that he's actually abnormally strong because everyone in his village is very strong. Oh, well, yeah, I'll have a little bit of water in a second. Thank you very much, Dirty. But yeah, he doesn't realize that he is incredibly strong and overpowered because uh, his hometown is right next to the hardest dungeon. So he becomes an adventurer and quickly is clearly outside of the leagues. And maybe if he gets, he'll take a while for him to get stronger. But it's basically just like it's a character who's an overpowered MC, but he is in a world that are very surprised to see him. And also, it seems like people have reactions to that are not just like accepting of like, oh, cool. They're like one girl is like joins his party, but is definitely terrified of him because she can sense how strong he is. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of fun. And so I'm a spider, so what? I think I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. That's kind of fun. We'll talk about it later. The number one thing I'm interested about that show is the fact that, yes, it is a character who got reincarnated as a spider and is dealing with that. But apparently, a lot of people from her class got reincarnated, and she's the one that got made a spider. And everybody else, or most other people, are like elves or humans, and she's a spider. And I think that's just so fucking weird and cool. All right. Yeah, I just like that idea. Okay. Heck yeah. Oops. This popped out. As I was trying to do this. Alright, I gotta put this. Maybe I won't put it on his hand on there. I won't put its hand in there. We'll just do it like this. Okay. I'm gonna drink a little water because I got the emote to do that, or the alert. Thank you, Dirty. I did need that. All right, so this comes with a stand. I don't know why it does. It doesn't need one, but we'll put it on the stand because it came with one. Often, you will get stands for high grades if the kit is very top heavy. And it does have this big shield, so I could see it maybe being top heavy, but it doesn't feel like it would need to be that. So I was kind of surprised by that there. We're going to do this here. And also, if you want, you can replace this sword with the other blade and take all these extra pieces off there and put it on the blade. We're not going to worry about that for this build. But I guess we can put on, yeah, if you want the big extra powerful GN sword. And I guess if you did have that big sword, you would want it on its stand. But I'm not going to worry about that. Have you seen Monthly Girls? Nonaki-kun. I am going to refresh my memory. Robot Crank. I believe I have seen it, but I am going to go and just give it a quick look in that. Oh, I have seen that. Yeah, so I don't know if I saw all of it. Because I know it was on Netflix. Nozaki-kun. Yeah. I don't think I saw all of it. Because I'm not super. I say I'm not super into the kind of like romance thing, but I do like some romance anime. I'm not against it. Uh, Chio I remember liking a lot. I thought she was pretty fun. Or Sakura, yeah, yeah. I don't remember it super well, Robot Crank, so I don't think I ever finished it. But I think I liked what I watched. If that makes sense, I think it does. Um, but yeah, I like a lot. I do enjoy some romantic comedy shows. I mean, I'm gonna watch. The dub is really good. Oh, that's good. I'm gonna watch Quintessential Quintuplets season 2, even though I think We Never Learn is better, and it lost out in the fight of the romantic comedy shows. Uh, because there are some very fun characters in that lovely little show, Quintessential Quintuplets. I think there's some good characters. All right, so I put it on its stand. This is a big old stand, but I do think it's an unnecessary stand, but it came with one, so I might as well build it. But then I'll turn so you can see. Here's our kit. I will take a photo of it. And then we'll take a pause for the cause. I'll talk about ways you can support the channel. And then I will build, I'll start working on my Animal Crossing um, puzzle. So I'm just going to move some stuff out of the way. But yeah, so there it is. It's a cool shield, which slides and moves back on the backpack and then comes in place, which is neat. I'm going to take a photo of it, and then we will get to working on a puzzle. Just clear off some space. Save this. Yeah. Get ready to puzzle build. That's going to be fun. But I got to take a photo first. Clear stands are very cool. Lastbrook are just cool. Yeah, this clear stand that has like, it's got that weird like stardust kind of thing going on it is just very cool. You're not wrong. It is a cool stand. Also going with like the green because this kit like has the green going there, or not has the green going. Let me say has this like, you know, clear green motif. It adds a lot to it. Yeah, this does not want to stay on. Yeah, weird. All right, let me just put this. Let me just get a bit of a pose here where I can see everything. Yeah. 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 All right. Okay. Some of this panel lining I think turned out fucking rad. I'm very, very happy with panel lining. It's a new process for me. I'm very happy about it. So we are gonna. I am going to start sorting here, and I will be sorting if it has one box here. Okay, look, flat line goes in one box. Flat edge goes in one box. No edge goes in another box. And that is what we're going to do as I talk about anime. And some of these, I might end up being like, oh, this is not a flat edge. I messed up. But for most of these, I'm going to be pretty good about knowing that. But that is after our pause for the cause, which is coming up right now. If you're new to the stream, what is pause for the cause? You're saying, Pat, I don't know what this is. What's happening? What is this? This is the part of the stream where I'm going to talk to you about ways you can support the channel. I try to do this very fast, but this is like my mid-roll ads. Instead of that, it's just like promoting the stream and what I do here. If you are currently a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave just like Dirty did, the Bear Cave, the Lego. If you're a Tier 2, you have the Scythe emote. I believe we have a Tier 2 here tonight. These are the emotes you get for being a subscriber. You can use Cash Money. You can use your a Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime, you link that with your Twitch, and then you get a token you can use once per month to support a streamer. And it'd mean a lot to me if you chose to do that with my stream. You can gift a sub. We don't have any gifts because it's a new month. We had a ton of gifts last month, a ridiculously beautiful amount of gifts last month, completely, unbelievably generous of everyone. So if you want to do that, if you want to gift a sub, you're more than welcome to do that. Bits and coins also appreciated. There's a leaderboard for that. You could join that leaderboard, and that would be also fucking rad. I have a Patreon. It's the beginning of the month, so it's a great time to join my Patreon. Patreon.com/PatBear. If you're watching this later on YouTube, you can see everything in the show description below. And also, hi YouTube, happy to have you here. I can slowly sort as I talk about these things, so I will do some sorting as we talk. It's going to be good to sort while I talk about anime as well. Patreon, $1 tier, $3 tier, $5 tier, $10 tier. Different rewards for each tier. Great way to support what I do. If you don't want to use Twitch to support me, which I understand. Also, direct donations, because everything I make through direct donations, through Patreon, through Twitch, goes into buying model kits. Plus my own money. Like, I got gift cards for Christmas, and I bought high grades or master grades with that. So it feeds back in plus, but definitely everything that comes in goes to me buying kits and equipment. So if you like supporting me, feel free to do that by going to one of the direct donations and helping out there. Now, the last model kit we just finished, the Quanta, we just finished up that stream, on this stream. That came from my Amazon wish list. Lashbrook bought that, which was very generous of Lashbrook. If you have Amazon gift cards burning a hole in your pocket, you could get something from my wish list, and then it'll jump the queue. I've got a good queue of stuff to build right now. And if you want to buy something from my Amazon wish list, it'll come, you know, soon, and it'll jump the line, and I'll build it. I've got a bunch of different stuff. I've got high grades. I've got entry grades. I've got master grades. I've got the Haropla. I bought a Haropla myself using Patreon money because I really wanted to build that Haropla, and so I got one. Um, yeah, I've got Lego stuff. I've got high grades that are good prices. I've got master grades. Bunch of different stuff that I would like to build. I put a few new things in there, including the Crossbone X1 full cloth. We built the Crossbone before, but that was the Verka. This is the one with the Crossbone with the crossbow. I want to build that cross. It's a Gundam with a crossbow, folks. I want to build that. It is expensive. I'm not expecting you to buy it, but it's there. Some snipper clips and some new clippers and a light thing on the bottom. That would be helpful. I always like to put a few tools down there because some people don't know what to buy, but they do want to support. We'll get back to building really soon. I just want to go through these really quickly. USA Gundam Store is another way you can support me if you want an alternative to Amazon, which I understand and fully appreciate. But yeah, USA Gundam Store, you go there, you buy a gift card, you then send me a DM on Twitter, or you whisper me here on Twitch, and you're like, hey, here you go. Here's a gift card for you, and then I'll buy something on there. And I promise not to buy something that requires me to pre-order it, because I still feel bad, Harold. You're out there, and I feel bad about that. I did you dirty, and I feel bad. Let's see. Let's see. I have a Discord. That's free. If you want to join my Discord, feel free to jump in there. Good people, good times in my Discord. I post build photos after every stream. People post things that they're working on. It's nice. We got some new blood in there. That's been good. A couple video links I want you to check out. As I said, I have a new Pet Bears Anime Club coming out on Monday, my every other Monday video series. But the most recent one that's actually up there is a video about my awards. I did like my end of the year award show kind of thing. So you can check that out. I think you'll like that. And then another link, and we'll get back to building in a moment. Baering the List was an ongoing YouTube series where every Wednesday I ranked things on Tier Maker. This last one, past Wednesday, was the very last one because I'm doing a new project because I did it every week for a full year, and now I'm doing a new project that'll be every week for a full year. But the last Baering the List was me ranking all of my Baering the List videos. And a few people watched the whole thing, which I really appreciate. I don't know why you watched the whole thing, but I appreciate that you did. That's very kind of you because, oh boy, that's a long video where I rank all my videos. All right, so now I'm going to talk about some anime while I work on sorting this kit. So let me get that ready, and then we'll or sorting these puzzle pieces, and then I'll do some sorting while I talk to you about anime. I hope that's okay. All right, so we'll go to Animal Crossing. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. It's 1,000 pieces. That's a lot of pieces. And we'll do that, and then I got to do this. I do have a photo of it, which is very helpful, so that I can look at it big. It's basically the photo you see, only it's much larger. That'll be my reference photo. But I'm going to talk about some anime, so I got to put in the thing for anime. Okay, I put in the thing for anime. I'm going to talk about a mix of things. I'm going to do a wrap-up of a show that I was behind on, that I got caught up on. So yeah, this has a flat edge. Put it in there. These do not. Put it there. Put it there. I'm just going to be going and doing this a bit on autopilot, and if I miss any, then I will notice that when I start trying to put stuff together. The outside edge. I'm like, oh, there's edge missing. I'll have to go in and sort it again. Or on my off time, I might take all these and sort them through. Like there. That's an edge. I missed it. There's an edge there. All right, so I am going to talk about some anime stuff here while I do my building. Okay, so yeah, so I have a wrap-up of a show. I have a preview of a show. I have a complete review of a thing, and then I have a show that I watch randomly because I hit the random button on Crunchyroll. This is the thing I do every season in when the season's ending, but new season has started. This is the most pronounced time right now, folks. If you're not aware, even new shows take this week off. Like, we didn't have a new episode of Jujutsu Kaisen this week because they took the week off. We didn't have a new episode of Black Clover. There's not a new episode of One Piece coming out. That goes there, goes there, that goes there. There's not going to be, there was not a new episode of With a Dog and a Cat Every Day is Fun, which is a double length, or King's Raid, or any of those shows. Basically, just about everything. Noblesse had its last episode this week. I think that was the only new show that came out this week that I watch. So this is a good time to go and check things out. Although I did say there was a new thing on HiDive, and I'll talk about that when we get to it. Okay, so Jujutsu Kaisen is going to be double length, and I am now caught up with it. Let me tell you about it. The show is on the break. So overall, this is a quality shonen series. And you got to know that going in. This is a kind of dumb, in over his head main character who has a lot of heart and a lot of determination to do the right thing, which we love. We love that here. But also, Yuji is a little bland compared to other characters. You know, he is a good boy, shonen boy, but he's not as good as like a Demon Slayer, or even the personality of Shinra in Fire Force, which I think is not a great show, but I think Shinra is awesome. So like he's definitely in over his head compared to some of the other characters on these shows, in these shonens. He's no Deku, but he's got some heart. It has some Bleach vibes in the very beginning of like its world building. It's got a lot of humor, and I really appreciate that. I think that Jujutsu Kaisen has a lot going for it as far as in the humor department. Let's see, what else was I going to say? Okay, so also it got fucking dark, and it was very predictable how dark it got. I'm not going to give spoilers for this one, but I will say a character gets introduced, and I'm like, oh, I know why you're here. You're here for feels. You're here for the growth of the main character. And, like, it's predictable, but still good. Also, there's a panda named Panda. There is a talking, walking on hind legs panda man named Panda. And I want to know more about that panda, because that rules. Panda rules. Panda is just awesome, and I want to know more about Panda. What the fuck's up with this panda? They're coming back from the break into a tournament-ish arc. I think it's like a team battle arc. I hope it's short because it feels a little early for a battle arc, but whatever. It's a shonen. What are you gonna do? Overall, if you are looking for a thing where bad things can happen and it is not all roses, shonen with some fun characters, yeah, it's pretty damn good. Jujutsu Kaisen. Into it. So I'm a spider, so what? Watch this on YouTube, on Crunchyroll's Crunchyroll Collections YouTube. Basically, it was 11 minutes of the first episode, but it wasn't the first 11 minutes. It was like broken up little segments of the first episode to give you a sense of what's going on. Immediately, I am very sensitive to this. You might not be. Holy shit, I hate how the spider looks. The spider, our main character, is a girl who was reincarnated as a spider. We don't know her name yet in this episode, but she was reincarnated as a spider. And I'll tell you this, we see a lot of her brethren, other spiders, and they all look bad because it's CGI that doesn't blend too well with the background, in my opinion. I think I will get used to it. I hope I will get used to it, but right now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, I don't like the look of this. I really don't like the look of this show. The spider, which is the main character. So hopefully I'll get over that and enjoy it. But right now, I'm not necessarily loving how that spider looks. You can still watch this preview. I believe it is worldwide preview. I could be wrong, but that's on Crunchyroll, so you can check that out if you're interested. A thing I like about this is a postmodern isekai. And generally, postmodern isekai, in my opinion, means that, okay, so it's got a female lead again, and it's a weird one, right? It's not just guy, goes to bed or gets killed hit by a truck, wakes up in another reality. in another world. This is a young lady, which is kind of the original traditional, but she is aware that light novels exist. She is aware of tropes. There's a whole thing about how she wants to get acquisition, or not acquisition, she wants appraisal because she thinks that's an overpowered thing. But she has appraisal level 1, so it doesn't really matter. But she talks about how, like, uh, she wonders how she died, but she's just like, oh, okay, whatever. But yeah, there's points where she's just like, uh, I know some facts about this thing. It's like that thing where, you know how it sucks in a zombie movie how characters don't know what like any of the zombie rules, like they haven't been exposed to pop culture. Like in their universe, there's no zombie movies. Like Resident Evil isn't a thing in their universe, and you're like, all right, that sucks. In this world, she like knows what it means to like be reincarnated. It's also helpful because it's a shorthand. She's just like, I died and I'm a spider. Weird. Okay, I don't remember why that happened. Why am I a spider? And I think that's like, but she's like, all right, let's go with it. She's got powers and abilities, and she learns. She gets heretic magic, but she can't activate it because she doesn't know how to use magic. She just has. She knows she has a title and can use heretic magic, which I think is pretty fun. She gets in a fight, and then we cut away to a fancy party and some young people, and it becomes very clear that our spider isn't the only person to get isekai'd, but is the spider, and everyone else is a human. There are some people talking. There is an elf who is the teacher from their world, reincarnated, and there is hinted at there being other characters that are that have been reincarnated as well, and they're all going to attend this academy. So I hope we don't see too much of them. I would like them to explore, like, while our spider is trying to get to the surface and survive, it will be interesting to see them like try to figure out why they got isekai'd. I think that's kind of cool. I do like the group isekai thing. I think that hasn't been done a lot, and sometimes that could be very interesting. The groups going. I do worry that this will be another RF Huerta, but this main character seems to be silly in a way that our dude wasn't, so that's good. And also, if you have a spider as a main character, I'm gonna assume this isn't a harem show, and that's always great when an isekai isn't a harem show. That rules. Let's see. Okay, I watched this on HiDive. The next thing I want to talk to you, Cute Executive Officer, CEO. This is based on a gag manga about a 5-year-old who inherits the family business, and she is the CEO of a company while still being 5. I watched this on HiDive. Which I don't have a HiDive account, but I do have a Verve account. That's how I have my Crunchyroll, is through Verve. HiDive licenses on Verve, so if you have a Verve account, you can watch it. I'm sure next week you can probably watch it for free. I don't know the exact details. I didn't log out of my account to try to watch it, but I don't think you can watch it this week unless you have a Verve account. But maybe if you have Crunchyroll, you can use Verve. I apologize. I don't have all the answers. This is how I watched it. So here's the deal. This was 28 minutes because it's just all of the shorts in one video. It is basically a compilation of what would be a weekly show. Instead, they just put it all out at once and called it original net animation because it's all been broadcast on the production company's production team's website, and now you can watch it, which is fine. It's not necessarily how I want to watch it. Honestly, I wish it had been in weekly doses because while I think it is a fun show, it is not. Is this a straight piece? End piece? This doesn't. This looks like it is going to fit somewhere else. I'm going to put this in this pile. I don't think this is. I think this is like a weird, just weirdly shaped one, but maybe it is. I don't know. I'm going to put it there. I might be wrong. Anyway, getting back on track. Ooh, not corner, side piece, probably, or bottom. Getting back on track. I'm gonna get back into track here. update. Oh yeah. Um, okay, so we got Yuki. She is the CEO. And then I was like, oh, she has a secretary. That's going to be the person who is the normal person who is reacting to the nonsense that is the fact that the CEO of this company is a 5-year-old girl. No. Um, the secretary Yuki is just a professional, and she's so professional that she is acting weird by going along with the plans of this little girl. Oops, I put these in the wrong spot. I did a miss. Some of these are not right, and I put them in the wrong one, which is fun. That's a fun job. Good job, Pat. You broke your own plan. All right. Well, I'll definitely have to go through all of this and sort because yeah, some of these are wrong. Some of these are wrong box. Let me do this real quick here, folks. Just going to go through and make sure that I didn't put, yeah, I totally did. Totally putting these in the wrong thing. Maybe while I'm talking about anime, I should only do one thing. Do like one of these boxes instead of trying to do both boxes or my hands are going the wrong place. Yeah. Yep. See, I messed up some of them. Great. I got some of these right. Some of these are right. Some of them are not. Okay. What I'm going to do is only put these in here. That's what I'm going to do. If it has an edge, I drop it. I don't know. But if it has an edge, I'll drop it. I'll just do that. That seems like my brain can handle that motion while I talk. Almost done talking about anime anyway. So yeah, so there's the character Mayu. Mayu is, I wrote her name down. Mayu is the regular employee who is playing the role of the. Wait, what? Why do you want this? No, like one of my favorite moments in the show is early on where they have to stay late to do an assignment, which is very, it makes sense, right? You got a project coming up, people are gonna stay. They're gonna get business done. They'll be done in the morning, right? They'll be done by morning. They'll sleep under their desk, right? It sucks. We hate that, but we understand why that's happening in this world, in this animated world. Um, uh, but because the CEO is a 5-year-old girl, well, she's treated like a sleepover. She brings her stuff. She brings her pajamas. She asks Maya if she likes anyone, if Maya likes anybody, has a crush on anyone, and it's very cute. And that's very typical of the show. Is that she is a silly young little lady. It's not that she's like a genius. It's not. This is not the show. She's not a boss baby. She's not like. She is just a 5-year-old, and she should not be in charge of a business, but she is. I think I would have preferred it been broken up and not just one compilation. Uh, I think if I watched this week to week, I would have enjoyed it more. I think it is probably too saccharine, and in some parts too weird. I watched it in two bursts because it was, like I said, 28 minutes, and I just like got bored with it by the end of it. I was like, okay, this should not have been presented the way it was. Um, and then I'll talk to you about a short that was really fun. Now, I did not watch all of Poyopoyo. This was from the year 2012, which was when I wasn't really watching anime, so I missed this when it first came out. It is available on Crunchyroll. This is I hit the random button a couple times until I found something I wanted to watch. I'll be doing that again because it's going to be a couple days. Let's see. Going to AniChart and seeing when new things are coming. Yeah. Basically, the first show I want to see is in a day and a half. Is coming up. Is that going to be? Wait. So one day is Sunday. Yeah. So on Monday, suppose a kid from the last Dungeon Boonies moved to a starter town. That's on Monday. I'm going to watch that. That's the first show I'm going to watch of the season. Yeah, and then it's going to take a couple more days before we get other things I want to watch. So it's going to take a hot minute before we get cool shit. So I'm probably going to hit the random button again. But I did check out. It was, as I said, it was on hitting the random button. Poyopoyo, which is a shorty series, is 3-minute episodes, 2.5 minutes episodes. Sorry, about a very round cat and the family that adopts it. I have not watched all of it because there are 52. So even though they're 2.5 minutes, I still didn't want to watch all 52 in a row. So I didn't watch all of it. But Poyo is a great. It's just a big brown fluff ball. Like you can't really see. Like I love it because she's just like a teen girl and finds this cat and is just like, hey, check out this cat. And her dad is just like looks tough, but he's a pushover. And then the cat and the brother don't get along super well. It's back and forth, but it's just like an amazing cat, just like an incredible, cool, fluffy cat, and the people that completely adore it. And it's just lovely. It's a fun little series. I highly recommend Poyo. Um, it's just a lovely little thing. As I said, did I finish the whole thing? No, I didn't finish the whole thing. There's 52 of these little episodes. Maybe I'll talk more about Poyo on Monday, but I kind of just want to watch it for me, and so I might not talk about it again. But that's it. That is my like anime that anime for today that I want to talk about. Um, yeah, for Monday, I think Monday I'll have a new show to talk about. I'm gonna finally talk about. I'll give my season wrap up. I finished this after, but I finished it, so I want to talk about it for I'm Standing on a Million Lives, which, hey, spoiler alert, I don't think is good and got a second season that is coming out in the summer. So they must have been working on it like straight away. But they announced they literally in the end last episode announces how there's going to be a season 2 and when it's coming out. And I was like, no. So they basically must have just like, I don't know how well it did. I heard that the manga sales are up, which is always a good sign for a show's popularity if people are like, I want to go read that manga. But sometimes, I'll say this, sometimes an anime gets I'm going to read the manga, and it's because the anime is doing, like, people are telling their friends, hey, this anime does a bad job with the source material, you really got to read the manga. And then people are like, oh, okay, I'm going to read the manga. So that does happen. So sometimes it's not to the benefit of the anime, but often it is. Often it's a good sign. All right, so I'm just sorting. So Monday I'll definitely talk about that because that is the last show. I'm Standing on a Million Lives is the last show this season. Freaking CR did it to me again with Airship for Ladies and Gentlemen, with airing the series with episode 1 of season 2, but not having season 1. Yeah, I mean, look, that happens. Funimation has been doing them dirty. What other show is going to be a Funimation show that was a Crunchyroll show starting with season 2? There's a season 2 show that is going to be on Funimation, and I can't remember what it is, but there's a sequel coming out that is going to be on Funimation, and the first season was on Crunchyroll. But that happened with this past season it was Irregular at Magic High School. First season was on Crunchyroll. Second season was on Funimation and only Funimation. They eventually got the first season. Sometimes Crunchyroll just doesn't get the first season when they get it. Usually Funimation, when they steal something, quote unquote steal, they often get the rights to the home distribution of the first thing so they can have it again. That's Crunchyroll. I'm trying to remember what sequel it is, but there's a sequel that's coming to Funimation. Cooking Master Boy started way into the series. Dirty. Cooking Master Boy can't, I don't think anyone can license that original stuff. It's really old. I think there was literally an issue with that. I'm very surprised they continue that license, but it sounded something weird happened with that. With the old stuff of that. Let's see. You know what it is? Cells at Work. Cells at Work is going to be on Funimation and not Crunchyroll. Uh, I, Crunchyroll might have got Cells at Work Code Black, but Cells at Work Season 2 is going to be on Funimation. I remember watching the original episodes back in college. Yeah, they basically didn't license the very, very old stuff. They just licensed the new that's coming out. That was a whole thing. But yeah, I mean, sometimes they pick up a thing. Like, so yeah, sometimes it's a tricky job getting licenses. Yes, I couldn't remember what it was. That's what is going to be on Funimation and not Crunchyroll this season is uh, I literally Cells at Work. Yeah. I guess there's a chance that also it's going to be on both, but it feels like that's a Funimation show now. Because I mean, Funimation had the dub, but it sounds like they got the second season as well, and it's exclusive. I'll check. Let me just check Crunchyroll's site because sometimes they list the stuff they have, but I did not see it, so I think I don't think it's part of it. I mean, it's like I said, it is possible that maybe the other one, uh, but my assumption would be that they would have both. I don't also why are I mean I guess we know why, but both there are more to come. So Crunchyroll says so. Uh, it's honestly it's just so weird. Oh, there's more of the Dragon Quest. That's not good, but there's more of it. Cool. Um, uh, the fact that both Cells at Work, the side series and the continuation, are coming out in the same uh, quarter. I don't think I'm gonna watch Code Black, because I don't know if I want a really sad show in my watch list. Uh, I might just watch season 2 of Cells at Work and not watch Black. I don't know. Like, because I hear it's very fucking dark. And also, Cells at Work, the original, is done by the same production team, whereas the sequel is being done by another team, which makes sense, but, like, I'm like, I don't know. All right, so I'm sorting. I got some time left on the stream. If there's anything y'all want to chat about, people got resolutions they've been thinking of. We can talk about that. We talked a little bit of that on Thursday, but yeah, if you got resolutions, um, uh, that trailer looked real dark. Yeah, it is a dark side story. It is a different body, and that body is not doing well. And the new red blood cell is just trying his best and is not going to work. Uh, he is born into a bad body or a body that did not take care of itself and is not doing well. Um, what can I say? Yeah. Oh, I got my $600 direct deposit. I got my uh, relief, and I used it to pay for uh, uh, my storage unit up until May, which is great because it means that I don't have to think about that storage unit until May and putting money into it every month and worrying about that. It is a huge, just like relief to be like, oh, cool, I have several months where I don't have to think about that and I can have money set aside for other things or for that and then just keep paying it forward ahead of time. Like at the end of this month, if I'm like, hell yeah, uh, I did this work because I'm doing a little bit of work here and there. Cool. I'll extend it even further. But I also said I bought a little model kit too. The Heropla. Got myself a little Heropla. All right. Well, this is a fun piece. A weird little piece there. Doesn't look like a corner. That's not a corner. No, that's a weird piece. But we'll put that. Is that a corner? No, it can't be a corner. It's a flower. Yeah, it can't be. So we'll put that there. Made a resolution that I won't start sending science experiment kits to my nieces and nephews on their B-days if I don't hear what they want. Oh, that you would start. So if you don't know what to get them, you're just going to get them science kits. I think that rules. I think that's a great plan, Dirty. That you're just like, okay, well, if the birthdays come up and you're not telling me what they want, then this is what you get. That's a great idea. Also, that takes a little pressure off you because you're like, hey, you didn't tell me what you wanted, so here, enjoy this science kit, make this thing, do this thing, experiment with this. I like that. It's a good plan. But yeah, if anybody else has any uh, resolutions that they've been thinking about, you know, I am going to try to contact some people that I have not talked to in a while. I am often the one who gets contacted, not the one who does the contacting, and I don't want to live like that as much this year. So I'm going to try to reach out, if only to be like, hey, maybe do some Zooms, maybe do some checkups, see what's up, send some emails, and be okay if I don't get a response to all of them. But I think I'm going to try to be a little more mindful of that stuff and try to do that. And sort all these puzzle pieces. Gosh dang. I don't even think we're not even going to put any puzzle pieces together tonight. This is all going to be sorting. I'll promise you this right now, folks. On Monday, these puzzle pieces will be sorted. I will not be doing this on Monday. I will do this in my spare free time. I will go through again and I will check each of them on its own. I will have some sort of cardboard or something to build on, but I will go through and double check my progress to make sure that I didn't mess any of this up. I'm not promising that I will sort by color this one, but I will at the very least double check all my work and I will be done sorting by put the wrong one there by Monday. So I'll give you that promise. That's going to be a lot of tomorrow is going to be doing this. Haven't done a real puzzle in a long time. It's been a very long time. There's a BD girl who's getting a magnet science kit in a day or two. Hell yeah. I mean, having a birthday around Christmas is a rough one because you basically you just got done telling people what you wanted. I mean, you can by then know what you didn't get and then keep asking for it, but that could be a little tough. Yeah, I honestly cannot tell you the last time I did a puzzle. It has been a while since I did this one, and I don't know. I even longer than that. Like it's been a few years. I can't remember the last time I did a puzzle by myself because I definitely did a puzzle with other people as like a we are stuck here waiting a thing. I was doing a shoot where they were paying us well to just sit around, and there was a puzzle, and so some of us did a puzzle because cell reception was bad, and so like I would take my turn on my laptop, and then I would just do some puzzle pieces with some folks. That was like 5 years ago, I want to say. So it's been a hot minute. But yeah, I'll work right up to 11 with this, and then my free time I will continue to sort these, and then I will double check my work and do a second sort. I'll just put a podcast on. I think that's probably the best idea is just put a podcast on, go through, sort all of this, and get ready to start putting stuff in. Like I know this is okay, so I can tell this is like the tree, so that's going to go kind of over there. Although there's yeah, so that's like that is going to go over in one top corner. Cool, that's going to go over there, and I'll start doing that and like just kind of figure it out. I also think I might zoom out a bit. Because I am zoomed in a little bit here, so I might do that. I don't know. I'll play around with it. But yeah, it's been a hot minute since I did puzzle. We are going to raid tonight. That's how we're going to end the stream is by going on a raid. We'll find somebody cool to kind of send us to so you can hang out with that. So we'll find someone fun on the West Coast who's still streaming and give them a little love. Start the year off with a raid. I think that is a good, fun way to go. And then I will definitely try to have things to talk about on Monday because I can only talk so much about puzzles. But I want to do something a little different, right? I like the idea of starting off right. This is my $10 patrons decided this was what I would build next. But I like the idea of doing something a little different. Which is, in this case, a puzzle. But, I don't want to get complacent in my, I do model kits, and occasionally I do Lego, and there wasn't a lot of new Lego this year for obvious reasons, and then, oh, well, I've been doing all these high grades and just here's a high grade that looks like the last high grade I built. Okay, cool. Mixing things up. Sometime this month in January, I am getting that Gundam Wing kit, the Nadaku Master Grade. That I'm very looking forward to getting that. That's coming at some point. The Gohan kit will arrive, I guess. Who knows? I don't want to cut my losses because I've been waiting for it for so long. I mean, if they cancel it, they cancel it, but nobody's canceled it, so it's supposedly still coming. Someday I'll build that kit. I don't know. I would love to actually get it. I will say this. So I'm getting some of these here where they didn't actually cut everything, and that feels bad. That like there's some of these are clinging together, but they're not connected. But I've had a few that were clearly just weren't fully cut, and that definitely feels bad if you buy a kit like that. So that is a thing to look out for. There's a weird little bit of business. Uh, Also, I'm going to have to clean this table because there is some dust here. There's some cardboard dust from these pieces, which is annoying. Yeah, so that's the plan for Monday. If you didn't have better things to spend it on, what sort of Lego set would you get for $600? I would probably get some ideas kits. I would get some old. I would get some Star Wars stuff like that I just missed out on. Uh, but yeah, some of the ideas kits would be fun. That are a secondary. I would be looking at secondary market stuff for Lego, certainly. Probably. I don't have anything specific, but yeah, just some kits I missed out on. Maybe some. Uh, you know what I would really like to do? I don't know how expensive it is. I never built the Ghostbusters fire station, and I bet that is probably very expensive right now. But I would build that. I would look for that. But yeah, even some Star Wars stuff that I missed out on, like a Death Star. I've never built a Lego Death Star. That could be fun. Uh, yeah, there's a few things that I would be interested in picking up. Ooh, it's the copyright information. I can tell you where that belongs. It literally has the copyright information at the very bottom. You can't see that. Maybe you can see. No, you can't. Anyway, I got the copyright information. That tells me it's in the bottom here. Clearly, the TM. This was released in the year 2020. I was going to say that's this year. It's not. It's last year. Weird. I'm sorry that I've burped every now and again, and I apologize for that. Uh, we had leftover paella from dinner on Thursday, and so that hits me a little hard. That andouille sausage sometimes the most valuable piece of all. Indeed. Sometimes that andouille sausage just hits me a little hard, and so I apologize if I've been burping a little more than usual. It was very good though, very very good. Chicken, andouille sausage, really well done rice, some onion in there, some tomato. Um, all right, this is very early, right? Y'all are here still. I'm gonna let you in on a thing, okay? I'm gonna talk about it a little bit now and then. Coming to you in February. The exact date, I don't know. If it's gonna be instead of a build stream, or if it's gonna be a bonus. I think it's gonna be a bonus stream because I don't think it counts as this stuff. So I think it's gonna be a bonus stream. Uh, I'm gonna do a cooking stream. Some Wednesday in February, I'm going to do a cooking stream. This was a thing I never sought out to do. I have access to a good kitchen here, and so I'm going to literally bring my desktop into the kitchen so that I can have all my webcams. Don't cook gunpla. Yeah, Lashbrook, I'm not going to cook gunpla. Don't worry about it. So basically, the reason why I haven't done anything outside of this room is because I live here with my folks, and I stream in the evening, and I am very aware of trying to do my best to be as respectful as possible to them and them, it's like I'm sharing a house with people. They are going to be out of town. They will be they're not going to, they're traveling by car. This is the thing they do every year. They're going to a timeshare. They do this every year. Have had many conversations with them about it. Basically, they're going to be uh, uh, just there instead of here, uh, and they're going a little later than they normally do. So they're going to be out of the house, which means I won't feel bad about being in the kitchen. So if I'm going to be in the kitchen uh, doing a stream, I'm going to do just a one-off, I think, cooking stream. Just kind of mix things up on a Wednesday. Also mix up my Wednesdays. Party time. Yeah, indeed. Really, it's just going to be an excuse for me to do a little something, something. I'm going to make 2 dishes. One will be very easy. One will involve won't be super hard, but definitely. And the idea is to make the idea for the stream is I'm going to make things that I normally just buy, but you can make them. So why not make them with a little more effort? They'll be great. This will not be incredible, unbelievable things, the likes of which you've never seen. This is not a pivot in the channel. This is just me doing another bonus thing that I think will be fun and working on different skills. Doing a stream where I stand up. That's a weird idea. But yeah, that is the plan for February. Again, it will be a Wednesday in February. I do not know exact Wednesday, but that is the plan. Cooking is very fun. Yeah, I enjoy it. Also, part of it is that like I don't cook for myself much anymore. I take my turn doing some stuff here and there, but I don't do it as much. I don't do it for myself every day anymore. And so I do miss that. And I am looking forward to having the opportunity to get back out in there and doing something. And also, I will be making things that I like that I haven't had in a while. I put the wrong pieces in here again. I did that again. I don't know how many I did there, but I at least did these two. These 3 do not belong here. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have to sort all this again and just do a better job. But I can do this like I'm doing all of these. I'm doing all of this. And just go in through again and make sure that I'm doing it right by doing it one at a time. So this is going to be my off-screen time is finishing this and then double-checking my work. And then we will start working on Monday on making this pile and starting to put together the outside edge and then filling things in. Kind of just doing like, and what I'll probably end up doing is just like, okay, what color is this? All right, this is part of the deer. I'm going to put that over there. Okay, this is part of the house. I'm going to put that up there and then start to see where I can fit things in. That is the plan anyway. We'll see how that goes. So we are going to go raid. That is what we do at the end of these streams. So let me go and see someone cool for us to go raid. Again, I'm going to be working on this puzzle on Monday. Feel free to come hang out with me on Monday night. And feel free to come along on this raid. We're going to go see who's out there and who's doing what. So let me go see who is crockpot cooking. Yes, Dirty, you're totally right. I won't be doing that because I will be doing stuff that is like a thing I can finish and then bite into at the end. How long has this person been streaming? I'm going to see how long my friend has been streaming. 2 hours. Okay. Well, we're going to jump in because we are going to go raid Ben Wheeler, who has been playing Dark Souls and has only been playing Dark Souls 2 hours and is trying to beat Dark Souls. So let's go give encouragement to Mr. Wheeler. Also applaud Mr. Wheeler for branching out of just doing something that isn't magic. Like, very good at playing magic, but I love the idea of just like, I want to do this, and then doing it. So we're going to go raid. This channel has a follower or subscriber only chat, just so you know. So take that in consideration. But we're going to go give Ben a raid. Feel free to come along on that. I didn't know that Ben had switched to that. That's fine. I follow Ben so I can chat. But feel free to come along this. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your Saturday. Happy 2021. And I'll see you on the next Build with Baer on Monday for more puzzle. Bye-bye, goodbye, 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 goodbye.